Matrix Madden, what's going on, guys? It's your boy White Dragon, 1987 graphics commissioner, coming to you with another episode of Matrix Unplugged. I got PB the God with me. What's going on, Peyton? How you doing, man?
Yo, what up, White Dragon? How you doing, man?
Pretty good, PB. Pretty good, man. All right, you guys, so we had the official release today of Madden, whether you had standard version or whatever. It dropped today. A lot to go over, you guys. Last week we didn't have a show. Sorry about that. That was all me, my bad. But let's go ahead and get moving straight into it. Peyton, what do you think so far about Madden 21? What do you think about this new game?
It's a little different, the user, as far I feel like the users are really slow. Passing's a lot easier right now just because the user's slow, because the user can't cover so much ground from right to left. But so far, it's really been a balanced game. It's a little chunky, a little slow, but it's just a different game, different feel. You got to get used to it.
Yeah, it's going to take a minute. I think they're going to put out some, I see some updates coming out next week. I know that Alpha Male already reached out to some of the developers with Madden, and it looks like they're going to have an update maybe like September 3rd, right before we have the league start date, which is September 5th. So we'll be looking out for that, you guys. But let's go ahead and start breaking down the league administrators. We get a lot of questions of who does what for the league. A lot of people think that I am the head honcho and I am the CEO and all that good shit. No, I'm not. So let's go ahead and break that down. So you've got 5 commissioners, all right? Your head commissioner making most of the decisions, keeping this whole thing going. That's going to be Alpha Male for now to you. He has the Eagles. In the last Madden, he was the Ravens in the first one. Then you've got Mad Cow Disease. You're going to hear about him a lot. He has the Texans. He's going to be one of the co-commissioners. And then you have Kendall. That's Ken7LL. He has the Kansas City Chiefs. He's also a co-commissioner. And then you have Paper Trail 91. He is a commissioner that's going to be mainly handling the trades. He'll be over the trade committee. He is the Baltimore Ravens. And then you have myself, White Dragon 1987. I'm mainly going to be over media, graphics, stuff like that. But I'm also here just for general help and being an alternate if those guys need me, and I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So our graphics and media team, you've got myself. I'll be the one putting out most of our podcast material. A lot of our graphics we're getting in the chat, stuff like that. You got PB the God, who's on here with me right now. That's my special co-host. Every single week he'll be on here with me. He'll be helping us out, looking at stats and stuff like that while we're in the podcast. And then you've got Leaf 2 Real. Leaf 2 Real was working tonight. He couldn't join in, but he's going to be handling some storylines, doing a little bit of reporting for us during the league, popping out different stats, big games, players to watch, stuff like that. So look for him to get pretty involved with the league. Moving on to the trade committee. So the trade committee, you've got 3 main members. The 3 members are going to be Paper Trail 91. That's the Baltimore Ravens. You have Reluno. That's going to be the Seattle Seahawks. And then you have Bizzleby 1992. So you guys, as far as the trade committee, if you'll look in the GroupMe chat, people that are on the trade committee are going to have a T in parentheses right before their name in the league. So that way, if you guys are ever trying to send a trade in, you have a question about trades, you're going to send a direct message to one of those 3 guys. They've got a T in front of their name. If you see a C in front of somebody's name, they're a commissioner. And if you see an L in front of somebody's name, that means they're a transaction log tracker. And then if you see like a G or an M, that means they're on the graphics or media team. Other than your regular trade committee members, like I said, you got Paper Trail, Reluno, and Bizzle. You're going to have 3 alternates. We don't allow trade committee members to vote on their own trades. That's a big question we get a lot. Just in case they're involved in a trade or if they're unavailable, the first alternate is going to be PB the God. Second alternate is going to be myself, White Dragon. And the third alternate is Kendall. Transaction trackers. So these 2 guys, DNL42 with the Bears and then PB the God with the Colts, they are going to be looking each week in their respective conference to look for any trades that weren't approved by a trade committee, for any illegal position changes, any ads and drops, any type of funny business. If you're moving a quarterback's position to wide receiver, shit like that. These 2 guys are going to be on point looking at that every single night at the end of the night, and they're going to report that to a commissioner. So we do have people that are tracking position changes and stuff like that. PB the God's going to be checking out AFC, and then DNL42 is going to be looking at the NFC. So just one last time, here's a quick graphic to go over the trade committee again. You've got your main members on the left, and then you've got the alternates on the right. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it, you guys. This is our official reveal of the teams. I know we posted something in the chat, but now we're actually going to break everything down. So PB Peyton, what do you think about the AFC this year? We got a lot of big moves going on. Let's start with the AFC North. In the AFC North, you got my man Paper Trail 91 with the Baltimore Ravens, Trubisky with the Cleveland Browns, Mr. Brian Inc., that's Keith with the Bengals, and then you got B more to T-Town, that's Marquise with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think about this AFC North this year, dude?
That's going to be an interesting division, actually, because I know the Bengals and the Ravens, they always go at it every year with each other. But I like how Mr. Brian Inc. took the Bengals at number 10 pick because he must know something we don't. Because I don't think I would ever do that at a 10 pick, but I think he likes that division. He likes competition, and that's going to be an interesting division.
Yeah, man, it's no way you're going to let me take the Bengals with a top 10 pick, but I got to give it to him. My man must be a huge Bengals fan. We'll see what he can do with Joe Burrow. I think it's going to be a really good division. I think the two lead guys are probably going to be the Ravens and the Bengals. I don't know I've ever seen Trubisky play or not. I haven't seen him play. Not sure if this guy's a bum. This guy could be a baller, but we're going to find out. I know Marquise, he's solid, but he likes to stay out on the streets. He's too big into partying and shit like that. If he bunkers down, he starts focusing on the game, he could be dangerous. But we'll see what happens. So AFC North looking like it's going to be a pretty good division. Moving on to the AFC East. In the AFC East, you've got Baines 103 with the New England Patriots. You've got New Breed 305 with the Miami Dolphins, and then you have Mr. Black 0606 with the New York Jets, and then you have with the Buffalo Bills, U Roadkill 223. What do you think about this division right here, Peyton? A lot of trash teams on paper. Yeah,
I was gonna say it's gonna be actually one of also like the interesting divisions because I know New Breed, but I don't know. Actually, I know Mr. Black too. They're both pretty decent, but I don't know who your roadkill is. They talk like a lot like he's really, really good. So they talk the way they talk about him, and he might be running the division, but I'm not too sure about these other guys.
Yeah, and it looks like you Roadkill and that boy Tatum, they talking a little bit of shit. I've seen people come in our league before, talk some shit, and quit in one game. So hopefully that doesn't happen with you two guys. I want to see you guys back it up. I want to see you guys do well. But this AFC East, the teams need to build a lot. I know there with the Patriots. The Patriots, you've got you got Cam Newton there now, but you lost a lot of talent. There. 1 second, I'm sorry. This Marquise hitting us up. Oh, that's Marquise just inputting on the podcast, so he's tuning in and watching. But yeah, the Patriots, they're decimated. They lost a lot of big pieces. We'll see if Baines can get them moving in the right direction. New Breed 305. Let me tell you, Miami, they may not be the best team this first season, but they'll be able to make a lot of moves moving forward. They've got some draft picks, a lot of young players. The Jets are hot garbage. You're going to have to live through the draft. I'm talking there's no talent on that team at all. And the Bills have a nice roster, surprisingly. So moving on to the AFC South. Peyton, this is your division, man. This is all you right here. You got One Play A 555, that's Asa with the Tennessee Titans. You got Clay K007 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mad Cow Disease, one of our commissioners with the Houston Texans. And you, PB the God with the Colts. Give me the lowdown on this AFC South. What's going on over there, dude?
I'm running the division. That's how I'm going to go ahead and come out. I don't care who listening. I don't care who comes my way. You got to see me. I'm going to give you pure hell the whole game.
I like that, throwing shots early. Who do you think is going to be the biggest competition in your division up there?
I don't know, man. I like Mad Cow, man. I like playing against Mad Cow. You talking his shit. He be giving me the good games. I hadn't seen One Play A play in a minute. I haven't seen Ace play in a minute. And I haven't seen this Clay guy before, but hopefully everybody's good in the division. We have a good competitive division. I actually want, everybody to do good. So they have to come down to it. Whoever wins the most games in the division wins the division.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know too much about Clay K. I do know that you and Mad Cal, you guys are heavy hitters. You guys are going to make the playoffs every year. One Play A, I know Asa, he's solid on the sticks. I know he likes to go ride bikes in his free time. He does a lot of stuff outside of here. If he can get his nose into the game, I think he'll be solid. Clay K is going to be the dark horse here. Don't know too much about him. He could surprise us. He could be a bum. We'll find out. Let's move it on to what I think is hands down the best division in the fucking game. The AFC West. This division right here is loaded. Loaded with good members, loaded with good players, loaded with stacked teams. Starting it off, you got the Kansas City Chiefs, one of our commissioners, Kendall, that's Ken7LL. Then you got the Los Angeles Chargers with King Silla with the LA Chargers. And then you have the Las Vegas Raiders with Danny Boy RR. And then you got Uncle Surge 81 with the Denver Broncos. What are your thoughts on this division down here in the AFC West?
That's going to be a good division. That might actually be the best division that we might see out of everybody in the game. It's because, like you said, they're loaded with so much talent, and there's like no bum teams in this division. I feel like it's going to be like a pretty solid and even competition as far as them playing each other.
Absolutely.
But I'm actually interested.
And I know, Uncle Surge, if you're listening, man, I know that, he was worried he was going to get a trash team there towards the end of the draft. But those Broncos are loaded. I honestly thought about taking those guys with the 4th overall pick. I like the uniforms. You've got young talent. You've got X factors and superstars on defense. You've got good wide receivers. The Raiders are loaded. Raiders probably have the best offensive playbook in the game. Very balanced playbook. Then with the Chargers, you can't go wrong with Bosa. Can't go wrong with James. Also got a young quarterback there. In the Chiefs, we don't even got to talk about the Chiefs. They're a cheat code. They are hands down the best team in the game. They have speed everywhere. Offense, defense, they've got it. And I do know that Kendall is a massive Chiefs fan, so it's cool to see him get the team he likes. But I think this is by far the best division. We might see 3 teams in this division make the playoffs of the AFC. That's how loaded this division is. But any other things about the AFC before we push it on to the NFC, brother?
Nah, we broke it down pretty good, man.
All right, cool. Let's move it on to the NFC South. The NFC South. Starting with the NFC North, you've got Mr. Huggins with Green Bay, one of the quietest dudes in the league, but he is solid. He should make the playoffs every single year. Doesn't talk too much, but he knows how to play his games. DNL42, let me tell you, this guy knows football, but I'm not sure what he's been doing on Madden. But he's got a great team this year. He's got the Chicago Bears. You've got defense for days. Hopefully he's going to get it together. He should be able to focus and get things rolling. That boy Tatum talks a lot of shit. We're going to see if he backs it up. The guy says he's the best. You got the Lions. If you take those Lions to the playoffs, hey, man, you've got my blessing. Jiggy Fletch with Minnesota. Don't really know too much about Jiggy. I heard he's solid. Minnesota, they got a few holes. What do you think about NFC North, man?
Jiggy's pretty good, man. I played against him. He has a good run balance. I played against him. Darnell's pretty good. Huggins, actually, yeah, I know everybody in here is pretty decent. I just don't know that boy Tatum. And he can talk a lot of shit, so I feel like when he's talking shit, he might run a division, but that's going to be an interesting division, too.
We got some heavy hitters in this league, and one thing I learned a couple of years back, I don't really talk shit in here because we don't really have any gameplay rules. You guys are going to see some really weird stuff here. You guys are going to see a lot of crazy runs, a lot of crazy blitzes. We don't really have any rules as far as gameplay. 4th down rule, go for and 2-point conversions. Whatever you want to do, it's pretty much no holds barred up in here. That's the way we like it. It's a big boy league in here, Peyton.
Yeah, because, if you want to go lose 100-0 and you want to go for it on 4th down every time and let somebody run the score point on you and you get pissed, that's on you. Because you're playing your game, there's no punt rule on 4th, so you're doing that shit at the beginning of the game and you look up at the score and it's 35-0, you know why.
Absolutely. And like I said, we've had some guys come in before. They're used to other leagues that's got all these crazy rules, and you can't use this play, you can't use that blitz, you can't run motion, shit like that. It makes it too hard to play the game, you guys. We are really strict on our roster positions, shit like that. We're really strict on the trades, but as far as gameplay, bring what you got, man. Run what you brung. That's the pretty way I look at it. NFC East, moving on. This is going to be a pretty nice one right here as well. You got Alpha Male for now to you with the shocking pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. Didn't see him taking them. Then you have the Washington football team. They're trying not to be a racist team anymore. We'll see what happens. You got the 131-56. See if he can bring those guys some justice. Then you got Goat Madden, old school Madden, oldest man in the league. The dude's still hanging in there. He might be playing on the Atari. Maybe he's playing on the PlayStation. Who knows? We'll find out. And then we got Cal Ruba. Probably saying that wrong, but he's been in the league with us before with the New York Giants. What do you think about this division here, brother?
That's interesting. I didn't think Alpha Male was going to take that either. Goat took Cowboys, Washington. We got the Giants. It's pretty, really, I'm not going to lie. This might be the Alpha Male. I don't know. Actually, this actually like a pretty decent. I'm gonna give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Say it's gonna be a good, clean division. Everybody's gonna have a chance to make the playoffs.
Well, I was
See how
really
it goes.
shocked. I was really shocked with Goat Madden's pick right here. He is a lifelong Patriots fan, but he finally made a smart decision in Madden, and he did not pick those raggedy ass Patriots. He took the Dallas Cowboys. They're probably the most balanced team in the league. You've got quarterback, wide receivers, running back, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, young DBs. Very solid team. I don't think he's going to have to do too much. He should perform really well with that team. I know the Giants. The Giants aren't an amazing star-studded team, but you've got my man Saquon Barkley. You've got Jones at quarterback. You've got some other new pieces coming in there. The Eagles, they're going to have to rebuild a little bit after a year or two. Maybe not a rebuild, but more of just a reload. You've got a lot of older guys. You've got a lot of superstars, a lot of X factors. And I know if anybody can keep a team reloaded, that is going to be Alpha Male. He loves to trade, and he is going to make sure he pays up to get what he wants. I think we got somebody talking about that Atari. I'm so sorry, you guys, about the Atari. Maybe we can say Nintendo, the original Nintendo. I'll let you guys get a little upgrade on that one. Moving on to the NFC South. The NFC South. This is going to be a pretty nice division right here. You've got the Atlanta Falcons, Bizzle B 1992. You've got Post Sweet Jesus 81. I can't say that name enough. Post Sweet Jesus 81 with the Carolina Panthers. Myself, White Dragon 1987 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then you've got Kill Them All 76 with the New Orleans Saints. I want to thank him again for his $20 donation to the league. What do you think about this NFC South, brother?
Oh no, yeah, this is another funny division too. I don't know, man. You have your ups, your downs, but when you dominate, you're good. When you're not, you're just getting spanked. So it just depends. I don't know. Kill Them All's any good. I've never seen Oh Sweet Jesus play. Bizzle he came along. He's pretty good. So it's going like most of these divisions. I feel like are pretty balanced out.
Yeah,
with everybody.
And Bizzle and me, we played in division before. First couple of times I had to bust his head open, but he likes to talk shit. The guy does not back down, all right? You guys, he's not going to quit his games. He's coming for you, whatever he can figure out. But I think he came a long way. He got tired of those ass whippings coming from the Jets that I had that first season. He started beating some guys towards the end of the year. I think he'll be focused and ready to go. I know I've played Post Sweet Jesus before. We had a close game, so he's going to be solid. But really the dark horse for this division, it is going to be Kill Them All 76. The guy stays active in the chat. I love that. I like it when guys are active. But that's what we really need for the league, you guys. We're trying to move forward. But this guy, not sure how good he is. That's going to be the dark horse right there. And then we've got the NFC West. This should be another strong division here, PB. You got Leaf 2 Real with the Arizona Cardinals, Udre with the San Francisco 49ers, Jethro 888 with the LA Rams, and then Reluno with the Seattle Seahawks. What do you think about the NFC West, brother?
1, 2, 3, 4. All these teams honestly are stacked except for the Rams. I'm not gonna lie. Both sides, offense, defense, special teams, they're both much pretty stacked. I want to see what Jethro does with those Rams, just because he's in a high-powered division with those teams such as Arizona, San Francisco, and the Seahawks. I think he's gonna be the dark horse of those four teams just because of the team he has.
Yeah, the Rams, that's going to be a weird team to have. They have amazing uniforms, some of the freshest uniforms in the game. I love the Rams uniforms, especially the new ones. And you've got Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is a cheat code. You've got Jalen Ramsey. That's another cheat code. And you can pretty much fill the gaps in from there. He's going to be down a few draft picks. But we'll see. If he can compete and go 500, that's a good player right there. You're playing against some high-octane offenses and defenses in this division. So, you guys, those are the two different breakdowns of the AFC and the NFC, you guys. Sorry again for last week not being able to have the podcast, but we're going to keep it moving to Mad Cow's team tier ranking. So this is something new we're doing this year, you guys. One of our commissioners, Mad Cow Disease, every advance he's going to try to put together a little team tier rankings for us. We're going to have the best teams in the league up in here, and it's going to be down into 4 tiers. So his preseason rankings based on if he's played you before, if he knows your play style, and then the talent you've got on your roster. The first tier is going to be Alpha Male with the Philadelphia Eagles, Kendall with the Kansas City Chiefs. Then we got my man, I believe that's your Roadkill with the Buffalo Bills. And then we've got Leaf 2 Real with the Cardinals and myself with the Buccaneers. I honestly think that I was putting this first tier as a pity pick just because I do so much shit for the league. Going ahead and we got somebody talking about the Saints again on the chat right here. I think I just got a pity pick here, you guys. I do a lot of stuff for the league, so thank you guys for putting me in tier 1. Don't really think I've earned it. I'm more of a tier 3 type of guy. But that's your tier 1 right there. Those are your top 5 teams. Moving on to tier 2, you've got That Boy Tatum with the Lions. You got Paper Trail with the Ravens. You got Mad Cow with the Texans. You've got Reluno with the Seattle Seahawks. With the Packers, I forgot who has the Packers. But the Packers are sitting there in the tier 2. Then you've got Washington as well in tier 2. Jacksonville, I know that's Clay K. And then you have Danny Boy RR. What do you think about these first 2 tiers so far, PB?
It's really interesting, honestly. I'm just trying to see how. I'm trying to base off, I guess, how he's like played other people. I can see why he would do that and have him how he has it. It's gonna be interesting. It's just a little pre-poll, so we really don't know how everybody is until we see after the first week who gets their ass whooped, who's beating whose ass. Really just to see how it goes after the first 2 or 3 weeks. Honestly, see where everybody's at.
Yeah, and again, you guys, this is based off of the people that Mad Cal has played in here, and also looking at the talent roster. I'm sorry, the talent on the roster. Moving on to tier 3 and tier 4. All right. These guys aren't necessarily bums, but they're not necessarily heavy hitters by any means. In Tier 3, you got Uncle Surge with the Broncos. You got Post Sweet Jesus with the Panthers. Then you've got the Miami Dolphins. You got PB the God with the Colts. Trubisky with the Browns. Mr. Brian Inc. with the Bengals. And then we have the Minnesota Vikings. What do you think about this tier right here? Any teams in here do you think got snubbed? Should have been a higher pick? Should have been a lower pick?
Well, holy hell, 3 of the teams in there made it to the playoffs every year.
Yeah, and that was a shocker for me. There's 3 teams in here who, like you said, they made the playoffs every single year. I know last Madden, when we first started off, you had the Rams. You pretty much made it every year. You were a Super Bowl winner. I know Mr. Brian Inc. there with the Bengals. He had the Bengals last year, and he took those trash-ass Bengals to the playoffs year in, year out. I know Uncle Surge has made it before. A lot of snubs there, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. Tier 4 here. Not going to lie, you guys, this looks about right for me. You got DNL42 sitting there at tier 4. Then you got Mr. Black 0606 there with the Jets. Udre with the Niners. And then you got Kill Them All. And then you got Goat Madden. The dark horses down here, Kill Them All. Like I said earlier, don't really know this guy, don't know how good he is, don't know too much about Udre. He's got a really loaded roster just like the Saints. These guys could end up being heavy hitters, but we've got you down there low just because you're a dark horse. And again, you guys, this is going to be updated on a weekly basis. Each week, we're going to update these team tier rankings. I may not have a graphic to keep up with it, but Mad Cow each week is going to make sure he redoes all that. So you can definitely move up and down. And if you look in the bottom right, I've got right down there preseason year 1. So as soon as we get some games played, you guys could move up or down in that. So Peyton, let's go ahead and run through some rules. Let's go through some general house rules we've got going on, you guys. So pay attention here. The first thing we want to go over, how is free agency going to work when we first open up the league? That's one of the first questions that we get. So the last 5 teams that were selected in our team selection event are going to have the first choice in free agency. We try to make sure we can bring balance to the league whenever we can, all right? It's kind of unfair for some teams to have, top 5 picks and guys in the back don't get shit. So this is a way we can kind of even things out. When we open up the league, we're going to invite the last 5 teams first. When we do that, we're going to let you know, hey, you can go pick 1 offensive player and 1 defensive player from free agency, and that's it. No more, no less. And you can't trade those in. You can't say, can I get 2 offensive players? Can I get 2 defensive players? Absolutely not. If you had the last pick in the team selection event, you can go sign 1 offensive player and 1 defensive player. So we're going to do that for the last 5 selections. So up first is going to be Baines 103 with the Patriots. He had the very last pick. He got stuck with the Patriots. He had absolutely no choice on what team he was going to pick. So he is going to have first dibs in free agency. He'll get to pick 1 offensive player, 1 defensive player. Next is going to be Jethro 888 with the Rams. He's going to get to pick 1 offensive player, 1 defensive player. And then Jiggy Fletch will get to pick 1 and 1. That boy Tatum at 4th, and then 5th is going to be Post Sweet Jesus 81. After all 5 of those guys pick one offensive player and one defensive player, then we are going to have a set time to when we will open free agency up for the entire league. So again, once we add you guys to the league, if you're not one of those 5 names, you cannot sign free agents until we get to a certain time and date that we have set up. Until the time we have that set up in the GroupMe chat. We'll make sure we pump that date out. We'll let you guys know ahead of time. So please don't break the rules, you guys. We're trying to be extremely strict this year. Last year was our first season, our first title release doing Matrix Madden. We learned a lot, and we learned one thing. We have to be a lot more strict with the rules. If you can't follow these basic rules, you don't need to be in this league. All right, you guys. Moving on. One other thing we like to do, we're going to keep up with the standard for a lot of 32-man competitive leagues. We understand a lot of teams out there are in some really bad financial positions. There's some really bad rosters out there. All right, we all should not have to pay for the decisions of some of these CEOs, some of these GMs, some of these owners. So we give everybody one season. All right, you have the first season in the league to make your trades, cut your players, do whatever you want to do, and at the end of that first season, we are going to clear your cap penalties. After that, that is it. No more cap clearing penalties. I know last year we had some different types of rewards and ways you could get your cap cleared, but that will not happen anymore. All right, so remember, if you got some bad contracts, if you've got some multi-million-dollar deals and it's guys you don't want on your team, trade them away in that first year. Cut them in that first year, and we are going to clear your cap penalties after the first year. All right? We're going to give you guys the chance to make the team the way you want it to be, and after that, you got to be a big boy. All right? You got to keep your fucking cap straight. We're going to be really strict on the trades and looking into getting yourself into a bad salary cap situation. We're not going to do you no favors after this first year. Any opinions on this, Peyton? What do you think about this? Do you think it's been pretty good?
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty fair.
And that's the standard. There's a lot of 32-man competitive leagues out there that do this. Again, it'd be different if we were having a fantasy draft, you guys. I know a lot of you guys are going to ask, can we have a fantasy draft? That's just too hard, all right? It's too hard to do a fantasy draft with 32 people to get everybody on all at one time. It would take 6 fucking hours. I'm not going to do that stuff. I got a job. Actually, no, I don't. I'm off for a year. But anyways, I'm still not going to do that. I don't give a fuck about you guys like that, all right? So that's what we're going to have going on. So enjoy your cap penalty compliments of Matrix Madden League. Next thing I want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, my bad. I was gonna say, so if y'all need to do trades or anything, you think your team's fucked up and you need to make some trades, get some good players, high contracts, this is definitely the year to do it.
Absolutely. And you guys, one thing that I try to make sure that we do, our commissioners, we are never going to use the Gort alert to push our own trades or to put guys on the block. That's unfair. Everybody else can't do it. So if you do have guys you want to trade, take a screenshot of them, take a picture of them, show them off. All right. If you just throw the name in the chat, people aren't going to be able to look into it. You got to learn how to sell the trade. And I might even have to do I don't know, Peyton, we might have to do a little video on trading one day. Maybe do like a trade tip video, teach people how to get people engaged, shit like that. That might be something interesting. We might have to put that together. But also, if you guys have players you're trying to trade, DM me who you're trying to trade, and on the next podcast next week or each future week, I can take a screenshot of the player. I can shop them around for you, get their name out there for you. So just, be active, all right? Post them in the chat, and then learn how to do the trades with the trade committee. Next, we have our league fund. So if you guys remember, we did the draft order, and we gave people the opportunity to purchase the lottery balls. We also took donations, stuff like that. So we make sure that we keep record of how much money we have. So we have $120 in total. All right, that came from people buying extra lottery balls. I made some donations to the league. I think I donated like 15 or 20 bucks. Killed Them All donated 20 bucks. And we were able to generate $120. So what we're going to do for the first 2 seasons, we've got $50 going to each Super Bowl winner and $10 to each MVP. All right, so you'll have $60 per season. We've only got a pot of $120 right now. I know I'm going to donate some money into this in the future. I know Alpha's going to donate some money. So you guys don't worry about it. The money's going to be there, but every Super Bowl winner is going to get 50 bucks, and every MVP winner is going to get $10. That's free for you guys. Y'all don't have to do anything. Just be involved with the league and help us make a good community. All right, you guys. We're not trying to be one of those leagues. I don't want people, going at it too much in the chat, causing issues and shit like that. Talk your shit and everything, but there's enough bullshit going on in the world right now. We don't need all that shit in the chat, you guys. Let's have some fun, talk your shit, but don't get too carried away with that stuff. Also, if you guys want to make a donation to the league to help us out, reach out to myself or one of the commissioners. We're also trying to implement like a new reward system where if you do donate some money, maybe we can get some type of priority for you in the league or something like that. We're still vetting through that, so give us some time. We'll see what we can do. Peyton, I know you could use that $50, young man. I know you don't make a lot of money. That's a lot of ramen noodles for you, young man. You get the chicken flavor, the beef flavor, whatever you want, man. Might even get the shrimp flavor if you want.
Benihana's a Miyako. Stop playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it might seem like Benihana's for a man such as yourself. Them ramen noodles. It's top ramen though. It's top ramen. It's good. You take your choice.
Top ramen in it, man.
Oh, God bless you, man. That's a good line.
What was I finna add? Damn it.
Well, some people like to add stuff to their ramen. They like to add, but I understand. Add what you want to your ramen, man. You go right ahead, brother. Anyways, let's move it on.
I know what I was going to say. I was going to say, if y'all going to talk y'all shit in the chat and y'all played in that same season, you might as well go ahead and have this little bet, man. Throw a little money on the game. You feel yourself? You feel like you can whoop your person you're going with or talking shit against. Just go ahead and throw your money on some stuff. We have like somebody that can hold the money. Whoever wins gets paid out something.
And that's one thing that we're probably going to add to the league. We want to give you a safe way to bet on games. We encourage betting. Some of us are huge bettors in here. I know PB the God. I know Mr. Brian Inc. with the Bengals. I know Paper Trail with the Ravens. I know Alpha with the Eagles. Huge into betting, you guys. So if you do want to bet, what we can do, if you and the other party reach out to a commissioner, say, hey, look, we're going to bet. We're betting $100 each person on the game. We'll hold the money for you, but we keep a small portion of the pot and we add it back to the league. We might do something like that. That way your money's protected. You ain't got to worry about chasing the other person down, and you would pay your money up front. So we'll probably have to get that rolling. I know we had that offered last year. We'll see if we can reintroduce that and give us a way to get people to get some shit going on the side, make a little bit of money for the league. That'd be nice. So
yeah, I was gonna say my bad. Don't be out here betting something you can't pay either. Y'all don't say, I'm talking my shit. I'm gonna bet $500. I'm gonna whoop his ass, and you get your ass spanked, and you have $500, and you're like, fuck the league, like fuck this. I don't want to play no more. All that shit. Don't do nothing. Don't gamble something you can't afford to lose.
Absolutely. We don't take food stamps. All right. We don't take top ramen. We take cash money, hard cash only. All right. We're not rich by any means, but we damn sure ain't broken here. A lot of us work at the same place. So if you're talking with that money talks. Let's bring it on, and we will back it up. We'll help you guys with that stuff. Next question we've been getting are, what are the XP sliders going to be? Myself, Alpha, some of the other commissioners, we've been playing Madden since some of you guys were wearing fucking diapers and sucking your mom's titty. All right. We've been through a lot of stuff. We've seen different types of progression and regression throughout the years, and we did a lot of research. We looked into some different forums. We checked with some of the developers. I know Alpha is tight with some of the developers. Joe Dubby, he knows those guys. So we reached out to, I know they're not developers, but he just knows those guys. But we reached out, we looked at stuff, and it's looking like these are going to be the best sliders to start off with. QB, as far as their XP sliders, they're going to get 110%. The reason being, you control the quarterback all the time. Quarterbacks, especially this year, are going to have ridiculous stats, so they're not going to have much of a bump for the XP they're going to get. We usually going to get between 6 and 8 seasons. I know we usually take a nice little break in the summer. Some leagues go all the way through. If we have the support, we will, but I do think a lot of people like to have that little break in the summer. So expect to have at least 6 seasons, at the most probably 8. So you have to have some sort of increase with the sliders. Otherwise, your guys you draft, they're never going to reach their potential. So quarterbacks are going to get 110% XP. Running backs and wide receivers, they're going to get 120% XP. Fullbacks and tight ends are going to get 130% XP. Offensive line are going to get 130% XP. Every defensive position is going to get 120% XP. And then kickers and punters are going to have 150% XP. All right, you guys, again, we've looked at a lot of stuff. If you just run it straight across the board, everybody get 150%. It creates a weird gap to where, down the road, you end up having tons and tons and tons of star quarterbacks, and you don't have enough offensive line that match what you have. So this is the best way to keep everything pretty relatively even a nice little foundation for future players. You don't want to have too many bums in the league, but you also don't want to have teams full of 99 overall players. I've seen some Madden leagues where they put the fucking XP sliders on 200% and every single starter on the team is a 99 overall. That shit's dumb as fuck. So this is pretty realistic here. I think that's going to work out nice for us. So Peyton, the general rules. If you would, break down the gameplay rules that we have in Matrix Madden League before we do the general rules.
Give me 1 second. I'm headed to the gameplay rules right now.
Well, good. Let me tell you the answer to that. There ain't no fucking gameplay rules, all right, everybody? We don't have gameplay rules, all right? This is for big boys, all right? Ain't no chicks in here. Ain't no little kids in here. Ain't no Karens in here. Ain't no snowflakes in here. If you don't want to play with the big boys, don't join this league. We are going to put 80 points on you. We're going to put 90 points on you. We might put 50 on you on a bad day. All right, we're going to break tons of records. Every year we shatter records. We're going to shatter receiving records. We're going to shatter sack records. There is no fourth down rule. We look at it as, it's a risk you're willing to take. If you want to do that, you're going to fuck yourself over if you don't know how to convert on fourth down. We don't have 2-point conversion rules. We don't care what plays you run. All right, this is why I think we get a lot of people wanting to come in here. There's no complex rules as far as gameplay. So we don't have gameplay rules as of right now. That may have to change down the road. Somebody can use their one-time vote call to offer to change something, but as it is right now, that's where we're sitting at. But we do have some general rules. So the general rules, they're very basic, you guys, and please pay attention here. If you don't follow these rules, we're going to kick you out of the league. It's that simple. All right, we don't ask much of you. We don't ask you guys to chime in every fucking week. We don't make you guys go create Twitter accounts and you have to post every day. This is really basic stuff, all right? To begin with, all users must create a custom coach only. Peyton, can you tell everybody why we only do custom created coaches and not owners and not original coaches such as the Bill Belichick's and all that stuff?
Because it's different. Excuse me. Different. My bad. I was saying different coaches have different XP on them. Like, let's see, like Bill Belichick might have level 48, 5,000 XP, as where, let's say Dan Quinn might be level 35. So it's not the same. We all give a equal straight line as far as starting off at the beginning where everybody has 0 and you kind of just work your way and you spend your coaching points on what you feel needs to be building or how you feel you using it because everybody's starting at 0.
Absolutely. And one other tip, you guys, when you create your coach, I've seen a lot of dummies come in there and just click XXXXX, and you end up being coach with the name Coach Dale. And we have 7 Coach Dales in the league because that's the standard name. Put your own damn name in there. Put your kid's name, put your mama's name, put some IG model's name in there. I don't care whose name you put, but don't do the Coach Dale thing, because if you can't even put the time in to put a couple of letters in there for whatever your dumbass name is, you're going to leave it Coach Dale. Come on, man. You don't need to be in here. I know. Like, come on, man. Buy into it. Make it your PSN ID. Make it, I don't know, make it your favorite porn star.
Your ego, your alter ego or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care what it is. Just, get creative, you guys. But come on, buy into it, all right? Next thing, all right? This one's really basic, and we're getting ready to boot some of you guys because you can't follow this simple direction, all right? It's not very hard. Your name in the chat must be your team name and your PlayStation name. All right? I don't see what's hard to understand about that. Make your name in the GroupMe chat. Cowboys followed by PlayStation name. Buccaneers followed by PlayStation name. It's very simple. The reason we ask you guys to do that is because in the GroupMe chat, it's going to put it in alphabetical order. All right? If you put it in there as Cowboys, Falcons, Steelers, people can scroll through the active member list, and it's easier to send you a direct message for scheduling and stuff like that. If you put all this other crap in there, it's kind of hard to track you down. Also, we need you to have, so PS4 name then, yes, PS4 name. Well, you can do either way. You can do PS4 name and then the team name, but it would be easier if you would put your team name first. So put Cowboys and then your PlayStation ID. If you look on the example right here, I got Colts and then White Dragon. That way it's in alphabetical order. So if people are saying, oh shit, I play the Colts this week, they can look through the GroupMe thing and they can say, okay, look, Colts right there. They're in the C's. But either way, we'll work, you guys. What's the group me name? The group me name is Matrix Madden League. So just one of those two. Just don't put something in there, fat white dude from down the street. We don't know who the fuck that is. We don't know who the fuck some fat white dude is from down the street. All right, so put your
Tybrick query on or some
shit.
Yeah,
like come on, put your team name in there, all right, and then put your PlayStation ID. Whenever I put PSN birthday, I'm checking that out. Kill them all. I'm reading some of the chat. My bad, you guys. I'm reading some of the live chat we got going on. But just make it easy, you guys. If you guys are trying to schedule a game with somebody, it's kind of hard to track down the name of a user if people don't put just basic stuff in there. All right, put your team name. Put your PlayStation ID. Also, how are we supposed to invite you to the league if we don't know your PlayStation ID? All right? Don't make me do more work than I got to do. All right? Next thing, users must be active in the GroupMe chat or you may be removed. I'm not saying you got to fucking make a post every single minute. I'm not saying you got to make a post every single day. You can even mute the chat, but if you guys don't pay attention to what's going on, you're responsible for that. All right? I don't have any kids, and I don't want any fucking kids. You got any kids, Peyton?
I have twins on the way.
Well, okay, well that's great. Well, you damn sure don't want 31 kids. All right, you don't want 31 grown ass kids playing in the Madden League. All right, so you guys pay attention. All right, I'm not gonna call y'all's phones. I'm not gonna email you. I'm not coming and knocking on the door and asking you to fucking follow the rules. All right, pay attention. We're gonna put really active stuff going. I'm sorry, active stuff. We're really gonna put new stuff in the league all the time. We're going to post all of our polls in there, so that's how we, determine any crazy rules changes, stuff like that. So please pay attention to the chat. Users must make themselves available for a reasonable amount of time to play. What do we mean by that? Everybody in here probably works, all right? Most people work 8 hours a day. So you've got to make yourself pretty reasonably available outside of your work schedule, all right? My bad, you guys. Let me turn this damn phone off. Who is this? Oh, you guys, my bad. Sorry. That's the tax collector. I owe some taxes. My bad, y'all. Shit, I'm running from the man. Anyways, you guys have got to give yourselves some time to play the game, all right? You can't expect everybody to work around your schedule. If you say the only hours I can play are from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. every night. That's bullshit, all right? Make yourself reasonably available to play or don't play in the league, all right? We ain't mad at you. If you got another job going on, if your girl's a stripper and you got to go watch and make sure ain't no man's up in it that night, that's cool. You don't need to be in this league. You got other shit to do, okay? You just ain't got shit to do here with us. So please make yourself available to play. And if not, reach out to your opponent and say, hey, look, bro, I got shit going on. You get the force win. It's simple as that. Make it easy, all right? Excessive disconnects throughout the year are going to get you kicked out of the league. We know the game. We know all the bullshit, all the shit you guys pulling the plug, stuff like that. If you pull the plug, we're going to pull you out the fucking league if we can pinpoint it and find out for sure, all right? If you have multiple disconnects throughout the year, and I'm talking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, two things are happening. You're cheating because you're trash and you don't want to get your ass beat. Or number two, you got some raggedy ass trash dial-up internet. I don't even know if they make dial-up anymore, but some of y'all in here must have that shit because you got some bad fucking internet. All right, get your internet fixed. Put your PlayStation in the booming room in the house where everything's coming through. Hardwire that bitch. Pour gasoline on it. Do what the fuck you got to do. But please don't have these multiple disconnects throughout the season.
See, I'm going to be one of those people probably with the multiple disconnects. I think I have like Pornhub Premium that's like for 12 months. So every time they charge me, it slows down my internet. So
that's all good. You'll be one of them people sitting on the side of the fucking road, bro. It's all good. I'll throw you a little something. It is what it is, man. It is. You can go play fucking Fortnite or I don't know, go play fucking Minecraft or something else. That's all good, man. They make Nintendo for kids like you.
Yeah, right.
The next thing, quitting games will result in you being removed immediately, all right? This is not online pickup, I'm getting beat, I'm done and quitting. We don't fucking work like that. If you are getting your ass beat, slow the clock down. You can even hit your opponent up. Hey, man, you're dragging me, kill the clock, you got this thing in the bag, but you're going to have to finish that game out, all right? This is franchise. This ain't pickup games at the fucking park. This is franchise. We live on our stats, all right? We're trying to develop players. We got shit we're trying to do up in here, all right? I'm not going to invest this type of time into a league for you guys to be quitting and dumping out, all right?
Question.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to forget. So, if a player has a for example, if a player just has like a not an ability, or he has like a scenario, right? And let's say like I'm supposed to play the Texans, and the Texans can't play that week. Well, I still have the chance to still level up my guy and get his scenario to where I could upgrade him to superstar or star
Yeah,
or
so
anything.
now that's something we did last year, you guys, and I'll make sure I post a graphic on that. So let's say me and Peyton were playing. All right, I'm the Buccaneers, he's the Colts, and he says, "Hey, I got to give you the force win. I'm out of town, I can't play." That's cool. If you guys will take a screenshot of that scenario, all right, take a screenshot of when it says game day scenario. If you get this many yards or whatever, you'll get a development trade upgrade. Take a screenshot of that, send it to a commissioner, and we will apply that to your next game for you. All right? But you have to get it that next game, and you have to send us a screenshot of where it popped that up and where it said, "Hey, I got this one right here. It says that I've got to achieve these goals or whatever." If you do that, send that screenshot to a commissioner. We'll allow you to do it that next game. All right? But you guys have to have that screenshot. All right? You got to have it. If you don't have the screenshot, we can't do nothing for you. Also, if it's a fair sim, so let's say you two guys, let's say you and I, Peyton, we were supposed to play, but we're both working or shit like that, and we take a fair sim, oh well, it's gone. It has to be where your opponent gave you the force win. All right, that's the only way we're going to extend that for you, but we will do that. Next, it's the responsibility of each user to keep up with the rules in the chat. It is not my responsibility to hold your fucking hand and drag you through and say, "Hey, young man, do you understand this? No, I don't. Please show me." I don't play that game, all right? Learn the rules. Read it right now. Everybody's got plenty of time. We haven't started the league up. If you don't understand a rule, hit me up. Hit up one of the commissioners and ask for an answer to it. Yes, so we are going to be turning, somebody just asked a question in the chat. So we will be turning injuries off for any sims that we have, all right? So if you do have a simulated game, we are going to turn injuries off. Now, mind you, you guys, we got a lot of stuff going on. There might be a time we forget, all right? It has happened before. Try your best to play your games, all right? Do everything you can to play your games, but we are going to make sure that we turn those injuries off before we advance. That's one thing we try to focus on. Also, we're going to turn injuries off for the preseason. So you're not going to see some of these dumbass Achilles tears where your guy's going to be out for 6 fucking years, or, you know, "Oh, my guy caught fucking gonorrhea, STDs, he's out for 9 weeks. We're going to shut that shit down, all right? So, but please, play your games, all right? You don't want to leave that up for a risk, but we are going to do our best to make sure that we turn those injuries off when we advance. The next thing, every year Madden has it, all right? If you do any contract, trait, or XP cheats, we will remove you from the league. You understand that, all right? There's always something out there that's some sort of bullshit contract glitch where if you offer your quarterback the lowest possible contract for 7 years on the 8th week of the season, after they deny it, they'll accept anything. Okay, there's always some crazy shit like that. Don't use those things. If we find out about it, we're going to kick you out of here. All right. Also, XP cheats. You can't be moving a player's position each week so you can get him XP at a different position. All right. If we see you moving, even if you do a legal move, all right, one that we allow, we're not going to let you keep moving a player's position back and forth and back and forth and back and forth all season long, because we can tell you're doing something that's bullshit. All right. Bullshit stinks, you guys. I mean, it stinks really fucking bad. So if you playing with some bullshit, we're going to smell it. So pay attention to what you're doing. Somebody's watching you. We got people looking out for the league. Next thing, Peyton, I'm going to need you to help me out with the scheduling one, but we're going to go over the scheduling rules. So we are a 48-hour league. The advance is approximately every 48 hours. That's a rolling advance. So what does that mean? That means if we advance Monday at 10 p.m., then we're going to advance Wednesday at 10 p.m. All right. Now, we can advance early if everybody gets their games played, or if we get the games played and enough people say, "Hey, here's my force win, here's my force loss," or if you're not responsive. The next thing is, although it's a 48-hour league, you need to schedule your games within that first 24 hours. What does that mean? I'm not saying you have to play it in the first 24 hours, but after we advance, you need to go ahead and reach out to your opponent. If you don't reach out to your opponent in the first 24 hours and we're ready to advance and you've not reached out to your opponent, they've not reached out to you, you're going to get advanced on. It's just the way it is, all right? Schedule your games. If you guys are going to have to play towards the end of the advance or something like that, let a commissioner know so we know not to go ahead and move on past you. The postseason, so the playoffs and everything, that's going to be about every 24 hours. We will extend it to 48 hours if we need to, but usually the postseason goes really, really fast. A lot of us will sit and play 2 or 3 of our postseason games all in one night. It's your responsibility to reach out to your opponent in the main chat and the direct message for scheduling. You cannot expect somebody to have to use your cell phone number. We don't operate by fucking Telegram. We don't operate by Twitter feed. We don't operate by your email. We operate with the GroupMe chat. You need to send your person a chat, something in the main chat saying, "Hey, we're up. How you looking?" And then hit them up in direct message. Try to put it in direct message, but if you can do both of them, you're showing the commissioners, "Hey, look, I reached out to this guy in the main chat and I sent him a direct message. The dude's not responding." All right. So you got to reach out to your opponent to get this game played. If you make yourself unavailable for an unreasonable amount of time during a 48-hour period, you might get a force loss. All right. So if you're gone, if you're on vacation, shit like that, or if you just ain't paying attention, you're going to get a force loss. If you are going to go on vacation, if you're going out of town, if you got a crazy work schedule going up, and you just got to take a few weeks off, maybe you got stuff going on at home, maybe you're trying to go work on a mission, help people learn Jesus. That's cool. I'm all about that. All right. Let us know, up front. Say, "Hey, look, you guys, I'm going to miss the next week or two in the league. Can you go ahead and put me on autopilot?" And that's fine. We're not going to kick you out of the league. We're going to hold your spot, and we'll just give you force losses for that time. Or you can find somebody else, to play a few games for you if you need to. All right, but we'll hold your spot. Just let us know ahead of time. You are going to get force losses for those times that you're out, though. Only if your opponent asks for a force loss. All right, so remember that. It goes both ways. You got to schedule. Even if your opponent's out of town, you have to attempt to schedule. The next thing, let's see here. 5 or more unscheduled games or force losses is going to result in you being removed from the league. You can't just be handing out force losses nonstop. And these are unscheduled ones. Again, if you're going out of town, you got something crazy going on, we'll be kind of lenient. But if you're just not paying attention to the chat and you keep getting force losses, if you refuse to schedule your games, shit like that, we're going to probably kick you out the league. Next thing. If you fail to schedule your game within the first 24 hours of advance, your game might be simmed or a force loss. We already went over that. As soon as we advance, start hitting your opponent up, all right? Fair sims. So if you have a schedule conflict, that is not going to count against you in most cases. If you've been reaching out to your opponent, you guys just can't set a time up, that's cool. It's just going to be a simulated game, all right? For the most cases, we're not going to count that against you. Games must be played within 30 minutes of scheduled game time unless both users agree. If I reach out to somebody in the league and we've got a match to play, if I say, "Hey, can you play at 9 o'clock?" and they agree to it, and they're waiting around and 9:30 rolls around, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock rolls around, you're going to get the force loss, all right? Don't stand people up. If you say you're going to be there for game time, we'll give you a 30-minute grace period. If both parties agree to reschedule, that's cool, but a lot of us have lives, we got kids, we got shit we're doing, we got to go to work and stuff. We can't be waiting around all day long for whatever it is you be doing, all right? Pushing on forward to the trade rules, all right? We have very, very detailed trade rules, you guys, all right? We love to trade in this league. This is a very active league when it comes to trades. We love to build our own teams. Oh, sorry about that. We love to build our own teams, not take a team someone else built, all right? So we encourage trading, but we need guys to be smart and reasonable with the trade. So here's the rules we have. All trades must be approved by the trade committee before being sent in the game first. All right? Once we open up the league, do not send trade requests to people in the league unless it's already been approved by a trade committee through the GroupMe chat. A lot of people say, "Well, how am I supposed to trade with somebody?" You're going to have to post that person available in the GroupMe chat, or you can direct message people. You're going to have to be like a actual real GM. Oh my God, who would have thought that? Actually be a GM of a team. Yes, you're going to do that. That encourages you guys getting to know each other. You're going to build trade relationships. You're going to find some good trade partners. So please reach out to people in the GroupMe chat, direct message them, get that trade approved by the trade committee, and then after it's approved, then you can send it in the game, all right? Please don't violate that. Trade committee has 24 hours to vote on a trade. A lot of people will send their trade in at 9 o'clock and at 10 o'clock asking, "Where my trade at, yo?" Well, if you'll just shut the fuck up and wait 24 hours, if you don't get a decision, we're going to approve your trade automatically. So it actually makes it in your favor to not say anything after you post it to the trade committee. Make sure they've got it, and the clock is now running. All right, you guys are making us do our job. So send that trade into the trade committee. If you don't hear anything back within 24 hours, that trade is going to be approved automatically. All right. It is each user's responsibility to know your salary cap situation and the cap penalties involved in any trade. One thing that we're going to try to get our trade committee members to really look at is to look at the cap penalty that trading a player away would put you in. All right, we don't want you guys fucking your team up to where after a year or two you can't sign anybody, you can't make any more trades, and you leave the league, and now somebody else comes in and they have to clean your mess up. All right, so we are going to look at the contracts. All right, we're not going to let you destroy a team. There are a few users in here that we know are going to be with us until the end of time, and we know that, you know, if they say, hey, look, I know this is going to fuck my cap up, but I'm going to make it work, I'll take care of it. There's certain guys we're just going to be more lenient with just because we know that you're going to correct that cap situation, all right? Once a trade is approved by the trade committee, there is no backing out of a trade, all right? So don't send 5 trades in to somebody and you get somebody to approve this one and somebody say, oh, I'll take this deal, I like that deal, I agree to that. Once you submit a trade request to the trade committee and they approve it, there is no backing out. We are going to force the trade. All right? And if you refuse to enforce a trade that's been approved, we're going to take away your trade rights or we'll make you cut a player. We're going to fuck you up. All right? So we take trades seriously. Users must send a screenshot of the agreed trades directly to the trade committee members by direct message and not to the main chat. All right? So don't post your crap in the main chat. We're not going to tolerate that shit. All right. It's just not going to get approved because you didn't follow the proper protocol. All right. Reach out to the person you want to trade with. Send them a direct message after they agree to it. Take a screenshot and then send that to one of the trade committee members, and they're going to post it in the trade committee chat so they can vote on it. All right. Any user violating trade rules may be removed from the league or have their trade rights suspended. All right. Trade committee members will have a T in front of their name in the group chat. The reason, again, that I ask you guys to make sure that you put your team name and then the PlayStation ID as your name in the chat is so everything is nice and organized in alphabetical order, and that way people that are on the trade committee, they'll be towards the top and they'll have the T right there, and you can look and say, oh shit, there's a T in front of their name. They're trade committee. We're making it dummy proof, all right? Not saying y'all are dummies, but we got a lot of people who ain't a fucking rocket scientist, all right? Trades must not be overly complex to a point which they can't be clearly understood. If you guys send in a complicated ass trade to where the trade committee can't understand it, they're probably just going to deny your trade. So if you try to go in there and say, hey man, I'm going to send Tom Brady and 9 7th round picks for this year's first round pick and a first round pick 4 years from now, we're probably going to deny that. That's too much to keep up with, all right? The game won't keep up with that shit for you. Make it real simple, you guys, all right? Real simple trades. Moving on, the members of the trade committee, they also have rules they have to follow. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and start speeding this up. I know it's been about an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and rush through these. I'm sorry. But the trade committee, they do have rules they have to follow. If they don't follow these rules, we're going to kick them out of the trade committee. They have 24 hours to vote on a trade. They require a simple majority for approval. There's 3 trade committee members. You have to get 2 people to approve the trade for it to get approved. Trade committee members must base their decisions on team needs and the current market. So what do we mean by that? Obviously, if you have a team that has no quarterback and someone is trading you a quarterback, we're going to take that into account, that market value, because you don't have a quarterback. The other person has something that you need. Also, we're going to take the current market into account. If the game comes out and strength is the most important thing for linemen, and you're trying to trade a really strong lineman, we're going to value that trait, for those guys. Decisions must be unbiased and fair. Trade committee members, if we catch them vetoing a trade just because, I'm not going to allow this DeAndre Hopkins trade because I'm playing that guy next week, I don't want to have to go against him, that's unbiased. That's biased. You have to be unbiased with it. It's got to be, relatively fair value. Somebody is always going to win a trade and somebody's always going to lose a trade. It's just the way it happens. But it's got to be within reason. Failure to remain unbiased means that we're going to suspend you from being a commissioner and we'll remove you from the league. Trade committee members are responsible with communicating with the league members and the commissioners on a routine basis. So if you're on the trade committee, be prepared to pay attention to your group me and talk to the commissioners a lot. All right, you ain't going to be ghosting us. Commissioner is always going to be, one commissioner will always be in the trade committee chat to ensure there's fairness and expeditious decisions. And trade committee members must spend a minimum of 1 full season on the trade committee, or we're going to remove you from the league. The reason is because we gave people 1 extra ball in the lottery for being on the trade committee. Peyton, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
bro.
okay. You guys, Peyton had something going on. His pipes bust in his bathroom, and he just took a shit, so his bathroom was all sorts of fucked up, you guys. So he's back now. I was doing a lot of the talking on my own. Peyton, I'm gonna let you help me go over position changes. I don't know if you have the graphic in front of you, but you guys, like I said, you guys, we're not really strict on gameplay rules, but as far as position changes and trades, those are things that we're really, really, really strict on. So position changes, these are the allowable position changes. O-line shuffling, you can move tackle to guard, guard to center, that's all cool. Fullback, tight end fullback to tight end to fullback, you can do that. Linebacker to linebacker, so left outside, right outside, middle linebacker, you can do that. Defensive end to defensive tackle and vice versa, you can do all that. Defensive back to defensive back, corner to safety, safety to corner. You can do kicker to punter, punter to kicker. We will allow defensive end to linebacker and linebacker to defensive end, but you got to get with the commissioner first based on their attributes. The reason we do that, we don't want to break the game. So, if you draft some 95 speed linebacker and you want to move him to defensive end, there's no other defensive end in the game that has 95 speed. You're breaking the game. But if it's most, linebackers, we're going to allow most of them. There's only a few that we would deny. So just reach out to a commissioner first if you're doing defensive end to linebacker or linebacker to defensive end. And also, we will allow you to move a running back or a halfback to fullback, but it has to be approved by a commissioner. Usually it's going to have to be a slower running back. It's going to have to be a guy that's a little bit bigger that kind of fits what a fullback is. All right. Again, we're not going to let you break the game. Now, these are just for editing an actual player's position. All right. You can do whatever you want to do in the depth chart. If the Madden game will let you move somebody around in the depth chart, you can do that. This is just talking about actually editing their position. Peyton, do you want to go over the prohibited position changes? Tell me some position changes you cannot do in our league for any reason.
All right, so you can't do QB to any other position. You cannot do running back / halfback to any other position. Wide receiver to any other position. O-line to any other position but O-line. Defensive line to any other position than D-line. And DB to any other position than a DB.
And that's it, you guys. I mean, it's clear as day. There is no fucking gray area, none of that stuff. Guys, I'm sorry about my language. I'm sorry about that. I hope y'all don't have kids watching. If you do, put them to sleep. But we're pretty strict with this stuff because you can break the game. All right, we don't want you guys breaking games with some position changes. You're not going to go get DeAndre Hopkins or Julio and put them at tight end. We don't play with stuff like that. All right, that's pretty much it, you guys. I know this thing ran a little bit over an hour. I try to usually keep them under an hour. I know we're all getting pretty old in here. There are not too many young kids except for you, so it's kind of hard to keep focus. But anything, 40, so it's okay. Yeah, it's all good, man. We're all old. But if you guys want to reach out to a commissioner with any other questions, hit them up in the chat. Peyton, do you have anything you want to close it out with? Any thoughts, any input you want to give? Anything you're looking forward to seeing when we open up the season?
Everybody's having a fair, clean game. Don't be no hoe. Don't quit no game. What I was about to say. Yeah, man. I'm just trying to see if everybody's going to stay in and actually play and who's going to leave and shit like that. I hope everybody stays and has fun and enjoys playing the game instead of just quitting.
Absolutely. And we have a really nice group here. We've got a nice waiting list, you guys. We're always adding to the waiting list. If y'all see somebody on that waiting list, that means don't fuck up, because the minute you do, you're out and we're bringing somebody else new in. We got a core group of guys. There's about 20 of us that ride or die with Matrix every single season that we've had last year, this year. So we know who's going to kind of be in here, but we really want to get that to 32. All right, we really want to have 32 guys who are going to be with us every single week, every single season, every single title release. I know that things happen, that may not happen, but we want to keep the same group of guys. We like that continuity. We like to build up those rivalries, all that good stuff. And Matrix has come a long way, all right? We're out there. We got a little YouTube channel going. We're on Twitter. People are starting to see what Matrix has going on, and that's pretty good. We want to make sure that people see Matrix and want to be in it. So help us out, you guys. If you just come in and play your games, the league's not going to be fun. Buy into it. Yes, it's pretend. Yes, it's make believe, but enjoy your team. Make up little storylines, make some highlight reels, send us some video clips, stream some of your games here and there. You don't got to stream every single one, but get involved in it. All right, you guys, let's make this thing work. And I want you guys to have fun. Like we said earlier, man, it's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. There's a lot of negative stuff, a lot of bad stuff happening. Let's try to make this fun. Let's enjoy this. Peyton, thanks for being here, brother. And I look forward to starting the league, you guys. We're going to start September 5th. That is the official start date of the league. And we're going to put some more information out this week on when we're going to be inviting people and when we're going to open up free agency. Anything else, Peyton?
No, man. Appreciate for having me. Just remember to take your medicine before you go to sleep. You wouldn't want to get all,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that Viagra ain't cheap, bro. That Viagra ain't cheap. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Thanks for tuning in. Holla at you later.
All right, bro. Peace.